my beautiful people, and welcome back to Teacup Tarot. And the topic that we have for today is what is coming next in your life. So, as usual, you have three piles in front of you, so you can pick whichever one calls to you the most. And we shall then start off with the very first pile, which is pile 1. Alright, so if you've chosen the very first pile, these are your messages for your life. Okay, the very first one is movement. So of course this can be movement from where you are currently. So of course this is like a physical movement, but I also sense this is like a movement within yourself. It's like that subtle shift within yourself where you know that something's changed about you and something cannot remain constant anymore. So now you're called to sort of make a lot of changes in your life. This can be external changes, but I feel these external changes are a result of what is happening within you. And I believe this is going to be a slow and steady process. It's not going to be something that is going to be very, very quick, but it is going to be very, very noticeable. For a couple of you, of course, I see you moving from one place to another. This can be to a new location. This can be to a new job. This can also be to a new relationship and also to a new place, a new house, in fact. This place, this new person or whatever that new thing that is now coming into your life is going to be bringing a lot of fulfillment with it. And I also feel like you're going to be taking some time off, so this is possibly for some people, this is like taking time off your regular schedule or just making some time where you just spend this time with yourself. You could be spending this time journaling, you'd be spending this time planning for your future, but this is just taking some time to just be, this is like having that space for yourself where you invite a sense of calm. You step away from all that drama and you just want to be at peace with yourself. And what is going to happen as a result of this is I just see that energy changing within you. It's almost, it's almost like having an aura cleanse is what I can see. Now you'll start understanding yourself better is also something that I get. So as you move forward, what is coming into your life is self-understanding. You're finally going to understand certain patterns for yourself, but you're also going to be understanding why certain things happened in your life. Okay, so I sense things like that coming in for you, and this is going to be a very, very meaningful change for you, very meaningful movement happening in your life. So really pay attention to that is what I want to tell you. Next is voyage, because I think this goes very well with the movement card, and this voyage of course can be a physical movement. Of course, if we speak about practical aspects, we have like the lockdown being lifted in a lot of countries and a lot of cities around the world. So possibly now you're shifting to a different place. Also for a couple of you, I see moving to your parents' house at least for a particular amount of time. That is something that is happening for very few people. Also for a few you, I'm really getting this message. This can be movement for your parents as well. So possibly for a couple of you, this can be your parents, especially if they've crossed a certain age, they could be moving to a retirement house. A movement for them is also something that I see, and because of which this sort of starts having that momentum within yourself. It's like you go back to your past and you sort of reflect on certain things. So that is something that I'm getting for a couple of you. But of course this can be a physical movement from one place to another. You could be traveling to another country is also something that I'm getting. This can also be related to education. Possibly you're moving away to learn something, or you're moving away to university is also something that I get here. Like I said, this movement that is happening within you, okay, that is something that I really want to come back at. This is sort of bringing a lot of clarity into your life. It's like you were almost, it's almost going to be like that. It's very funny. It was almost like you were sleeping for a long time and That's it. You've woken up from that slumber, and now things are like crystal clear. It's almost like you were in this spiritual sleep, and finally, you've woken up and things are like crystal clear when it comes to your mind. For a couple of you, I know not many people are into this, but astral travel is something that I'm getting. I'm also getting messages relating to channeling. Okay, so you might be very much into channeling messages from the spirit, from certain other friends, is also something that I'm really getting for a couple of you. So it's almost like that channel is becoming clear for you. You're getting that clarity now, and because of which, you are moving ahead in that spiritual dimension, is also another message that I'm getting. And another thing that I have here is turn your knowledge into wisdom. So you've had all the knowledge all along. One thing that I really like to speak about when it comes to our spiritual journey is, I feel it's almost like we are all angels, but we are all angels with amnesia. For a couple of us, it's almost like, we are aware of that divinity within ourselves, but knowledge of that is lost upon us. It's almost like we've forgotten that we have that divine spark within yourself. And it's almost like, for you guys, I really sense that almost it's like the amnesia is cleared. You've woken up to a knowledge within yourself. You finally understood something. Some things are really, really getting clear in terms of your mind, and finally you are ready to turn that knowledge into wisdom, is what I'm getting. And I think because of this shift that is happening within you, a lot of you could be moving towards teaching. Possibly, you will be now sharing this journey of this shift with the world, is also something that I'm getting. So for a couple of you, this could also be like you now conducting your own spiritual classes, or you now sharing your wisdom through possibly something like a YouTube channel, is also something that I'm getting. But I genuinely want to tell you that if you're called to channel messages, especially if you're called to share certain knowledge with other people, don't shy away from it, because I just get a sense that this can actually be a calling of yours. Okay, and the next one is living your best life. So you are going to be very true to yourself. Okay, this movement, this subtle movement within yourself, it's almost going to be pushing you to a direction where you'll be living your life more freely. You'll be living your life on your own terms, and you'll be living your life in a way that really speaks to you in a very deep manner, is the message that I'm getting. And I feel you're finally going to be free. You're finally going to be liberated, and you realize it, and I think you already realize it, is what I'm getting here. Okay, and the last card, which I think is very significant, I wanted to pull a tarot card for each of you to just reinforce the message. Now here you have the Fool. A lot of people think of the Fool as somebody who is foolish, somebody who's very innocent, somebody who's very naive. But I beg to differ when it comes to the Fool card, especially when it comes to the spiritual journey. For me personally, I think the Fool, it has infinite wisdom. Look at the Fool. Just take a look at the Fool card. Look at what he's carrying. He's carrying very few possessions with him in his little bag that he's carrying. So this is like, minimalist kind of lifestyle, where you're not carrying the burden of the world with you. As you're moving forward, the only thing that you're carrying is your own inner wisdom. Very few things that you are not going to be needing in, your life ahead. It's almost like you now realize what is important to you, and you're now distinguishing it from what is not important. So in your journey forward, you're only carrying things that really mean the most to you. And it's almost like, you're going ahead with this newfound joy within yourself. You're going ahead with this sense of innocence, with this sense of joy. You're not really speaking to the society's customs, you're not really bothered about anything that the society now has to speak to you about. You are just moving forward in your own infinite wisdom. You're now just moving ahead with the knowledge that you have deep within yourself. Well, of course, is somebody who's naive, as he is considered, and as a result he is like ready to fall off that cliff. But that is not how I see it, because he has this little friend of his. He has the dog, and for me personally, the dog is almost like a symbol for your spirit guides. So even if you are going to fall off the cliff, you always have your spirit guides to hold you back. You have your angels to sort of, to just carry your weight, is something that I'm getting here. So the Fool for me is a card of infinite wisdom. It's a card of movement, it's a card of travel. It is going into the world with the knowledge that everything you have is within you. You don't need anything external to carry with you, because you're guided, you're blessed, and you'll get everything that you seek on this new path that you're walking on, is what I feel with the Fool. So that is exactly what I feel is coming into your life next. Possibly you're going to be walking the path of minimalism. Possibly you're going to become a teacher, a spiritual teacher, or you're just going to be somebody who's living your life very much guided by the universe, very much trusting in the wisdom of the universe. And I say, more power to you. Go live your best life is my message for you today. So I hope it's resonated for at least a couple of you, and I shall see you now in my next reading. Bye bye. Hello everyone, and if you've chosen pile 2, these are your messages for you. So let us see. The very first message that we have, and look at this. This is like one of my most favorite cards in any tarot deck. Like, home basically means being at home within yourself, like finally feeling comfortable in your own skin, finally accepting yourself for who you truly are. Okay, along with this, another message that I have is probably for a couple of you, you could be finally finding your soul tribe, a few members of your soul tribe who you will meet, and your journey forward will become that much more easier. But for a couple of you, this could also meeting that one specific person who will mean a lot to you in your coming future. This could also mean finding your forever home, or moving into a house that has always felt like home to you. So of course, this is one of the most beautiful cards ever. Whatever it is, you're finally going to find that comfort. You're finally going to be finding that peace within yourself, is what I find for you. And of course, along with that, singing your own song, like I said with the home card as well. Finally, you're comfortable expressing yourself to the world. You're finally realizing that you have special talents within yourself, and your voice really matters, is what I really want to say to you. You're now comfortable voicing whatever it is that is in your mind. So possibly for a couple of you, this could be overcoming that throat chakra block, overcoming that solar plexus block, finally finding that power within yourself, finally finding that voice within yourself, is the message that I'm giving. And whatever you are, any kind of person you are, you're now going to be finally finding comfort within yourself, is what I see. And for a couple of you, this could also be being comfortable with your sexuality, is also another message that I want to give out to you. Okay. And of course, the next one is commitment. Like I said to you, this could also mean finally finding that person who is home to you. So you could be entering into a deeper commitment with another individual. So this could possibly mean a proposal can be coming your way, or maybe you will be called to propose to another person. You can be proposing multiple things. Now this could be a lifelong commitment, or this just could be a commitment like finally you admit your feelings to each other and now are willing to give your relationship a deeper chance, is what I'm getting. But a heartfelt heartfelt connection is what I sense here for you. Whatever it is, this particular person that you're going to enter into a commitment with is always going to mean a lot to you, not only now but also in the foreseeable future as well. But this is also a commitment to your own self, that now onwards you're going to be respecting your own voice. Now onwards you're always going to be voicing what it is that you truly feel. This is like a renewed commitment to your own self, to just always be your authentic self, is also a message that I'm getting here. And really what goes with this is you are a channel for divine power. So this is actually walking a spiritual path. Just look at this card. This is almost like a channeling message. Possibly you're inviting those messages, especially if you are somebody who's into energy healing, or if this is somebody if you are into channeling messages from another dimension, that I really want you to explore that aspect for yourself. Especially for a couple of you, this could be becoming healers yourself. So this could be Reiki, this could be pranic healing, or just working with natural forces of the universe. This could also be a herbalist, working with herbs. Possibly that is something that you're going to be exploring, but I really see you working with a different dimension here, and now being comfortable with doing that, really accepting yourself doing that. Possibly this could mean that now you're going to be opening your energies, you're going to be opening yourself to these gifts of yours. You're possibly going to be possibly coming out of the spiritual closet, if I may. For a couple of you, this is also a message that I get, but I think you're finally owning it. You're really coming into your own. You're being comfortable in your own skin, and with that comes the joy of celebration. You're celebrating yourself is what I'm getting. You're like dancing with joy. You're living your best life. It's like you're going with the flow of the universe. There's no blockage here. Like you work through all of those blockages. It's like you've entered this different cycle and you realize that, don't you? It's like this celebration of your life. You're coming into abundance. You're coming into this joy of being your own person. You're really happy about it is what I sense. And along with you, I think your spirit guides are really celebrating, and your friends are celebrating with you is what I get. And really owning yourself, being honest with yourself about what you truly are, what you stand for, is the message that I'm getting here. And what's interesting is you're walking a spiritual path. Like I said with this message, you're now walking on an entirely different plane. You're on a different level is what I'm seeing. So for a couple of you, this could also mean you're walking with a spiritual organization. For a couple of you, this could be now you're getting more and more in tune with your own spiritual practices, or possibly this could mean customizing a spiritual path that really speaks to you. You don't really have to follow anybody else's lead. You are going to be paving your own way as you move forward is what I am getting for you. And I'm really excited for you because whenever a person chooses to be his authentic self, whenever a person chooses to walk his own path, it's just a moment of tremendous liberation, not just for this one individual but for a collective at large. It's because you're opening yourself to your gifts, and these gifts are going to be now beneficial to a lot more people and not just yourself. Okay, and I just wanted to pick out a tarot card for you, which again I think goes very beautifully. It's almost like that angel has called out to you and you're responding now. It's like you're awakening to your gifts. It's like you're being awakened from this slumber and you're like walking your true path now. And I think I don't know, this message is again very similar to the very first pile but different in itself. It's like finally you are choosing to walk this path. Possibly for a couple of you, this could mean changing your lifestyle 360 degree. Okay, but you are going to be doing that. You are going to be doing that with so much joy and so much happiness. But this could also mean entering into a commitment with somebody else. There's somebody else out here. Possibly your partner now could be very different. Okay, this person can be somebody who doesn't fit into society's expectations. Okay, that is also something that I'm getting for a few of you, but you're accepting that with open arms. You are okay with being judged because you're free, you're free to accept yourself, is what I'm getting here. And you're walking your own path, so bravo, I say. I am all for it. Very, very significant changes are going to be coming into your life. And in fact, even if you enter a deeper commitment with this individual, with this specific person that I think is coming in, it's going to be a very special connection. And this connection is going to be very, very meaningful for you. And for a couple of you, this thing, I know this is not supposed to be a love reading or something, but this is your soulmate energy coming in, is what I'm getting here. It's like traveling together for ages. You've walked this cycle, this crazy cycle, and finally you're ready to meet at this particular special point of time. This can actually happen within the next 4 to 6 months, but I'm really getting this very strongly for you. And you're happy. Your partner is very different from possibly even your normal standards, but this is the mate of a lifetime. This is your soulmate. Okay, this is what I'm getting. And it's home, and it's coming home to you, yourself. It's coming home to that one specific person. And it's having a home together is also what I'm getting. I am very excited to find out what this is all about. I sort of know what this is all about. I just want a confirmation. Alright. So yeah, I think that is it when it comes to what's coming into your life, and what is coming in is amazing. And I wish you all the very best and nothing but the best. I shall see you in my next reading then. Bye-bye. Hello beautiful people, and if you've chosen pile 3, these are your messages for you. Okay, so the very first thing that is coming in is so very beautiful. It's healing. So what is coming into your life is healing. And this is not just superfluous healing, this is not a healing that is like from a wound, or this is not just health. This goes much deeper than that. It's like your soul is being healed. It's like, healing for that inner child. It's like getting closure is what I'm getting here. You waited for this healing for a very, very long time. And it's almost like you're giving yourself this gift of healing. This does not have to come externally. It's your own gift to yourself. So, it's going to be very, very amazing. And with that comes happiness. So what is coming into your life is happiness. See, because you've healed yourself, you've let go of that past hurt. You've let go of all of that was holding you back. You've let go almost of a story that you've been telling yourself. And now you're ready for that happiness. And that happiness is amazing. You're free. And you're happy. You're choosing to be happy. Yes, that is something that I'm getting here. It's like now you're not really relying on external circumstances to make you happy. You're choosing happiness. It's like, choosing to smile. You can smile when you want to smile. So that's exactly what I sense with happiness coming in as well. It's like you're choosing to be happy. You're not basing it on a person. You're not basing it on a circumstance. You're not basing it on an event. And that in itself is beautiful. And this is delightful. This is amazing. Your spirit is going to feel happy. Your spirit is going to feel that sense of light within yourself. And I think you're going to inspire a lot of people as well. You're going to inspire other people to be happy. It's like people are going to be looking at you and just understanding something very profound. It's a lesson that you're going to teach others, that happiness just comes from being happy. It's a choice, like any other choice in your life. Okay, and I think it's amazing. You're reclaiming your power. I think that comes from healing your inner child. It comes from healing yourself. And I don't just say it's going to be like, in your inner child healing only. This could actually be healing from a lot of trauma. This could be healing from past relationships. You're finally letting go. And the sense that I'm getting here is, for a couple of you, you're finally letting go of contracts of lifetimes, So in fact, if that is something that you've not done already, what I want you to do is, especially with the next eclipse coming in, I want you to just consciously write it down. I want you to write down that now you are releasing all the contracts that you've signed up for since your past lives. And now you're consciously releasing those contracts and you're no longer bound by them. Do that. That will in itself will bring a lot of healing to your soul. And you'll reclaim your power. You'll reclaim what you've come to do in this lifetime. So, those shadow aspects of yourself, those aspects that were holding you back, that was, sort of bringing you a lot of pain, that was like sort of bringing your soul a lot of pain, will go away as well. So release those contracts. Let them go. They're not serving you anyway. Let go of past relationships. Some people need to be let go of. Understand that. And what you're doing again is so beautiful, so very beautiful. My pile 3s, you are always very special. You are now holding space for yourself. You no longer have the need to have somebody else do that for you. And this could also mean connecting with yourself, connecting with your higher power now. So if you've called to set an altar for yourself, if you're called to set that meditation mat out for yourself, or you just called to just light that candle for yourself and just hold space for yourself, do that. Okay, connect to the divine, connect to the divinity. One of the recent practices that I've included in my own spiritual practice is where I light a candle. In fact, I light a couple of candles and I just say thank you to the universe. I thank God. And this is one day that I don't do anything. I'm workaholic otherwise. But that is a day where I just don't do anything. I light my candles and I thank God. I thank the source for being my provider. And just witnessing my life for me. These are candles that I light from my spirit guides for guiding me. And for holding space for me when I'm not capable of holding it for myself. So yes, connect with your spirit guides, connect with your angels, connect with that divinity. But mostly hold space for yourself is what I sense. And I think that is what is coming in for you. Again, you have the bigger picture, you have angelic guidance, you have help from your spirit guides coming in. You have help from the angel guides that are coming in. You have help from the animal kingdom around you. Learn to connect with them. Learn to connect with the birds. Learn to connect with the nature spirits is what I want to tell you. Okay, you're getting help. Help is what is coming in. Healing is what is coming in. You becoming the highest and the best version of what you were meant to be is what is coming in. You're holding space for yourself. You're reclaiming your power. You're becoming very, very powerful. And this power of yourself is what is coming in. What's next? What do you really want? So what is coming in to your life is the universe is asking you, what is it that you want? It's almost like a portal is opened, a portal of manifestation where whatever it is that you want to invite into your life now wants to come in. So what is it that you want? Answer that question honestly. Speak to yourself, speak to your spirit guides. Light those candles, sit with yourself, is what I'm getting. I was not expecting this reading to go in this direction, but it is. You guys are pile 3. You guys are always different. And strength. You are finally rediscovering your strength. You are discovering that hidden aspects within yourself that were supposed to be born a long, long time ago. But there's our time and there's spirit's time, and spirit's time is right now. You're finally coming into that space where you can be strong for yourself. You are ready to tame the beast. And look at yourself. What are your expressions? You're in your power. You've reclaimed your power. You've become that powerful person because you've done all the healing work. You're choosing happiness. You're choosing happiness. And that in itself is making you exceptionally strong. You've accepted the help from the angelic realm. You've accepted help from your spirit guides. You're holding space for yourself, my friends. Nobody else is holding that for you now. And how powerful is that? You're becoming strong. You're becoming very, very strong. And the world better look out. Look how beautifully you're taming the beast. And this beast is a beast within yourself. These are your patterns, are your wounds. You're finally gaining control over them. You're controlling your destiny now, is what I'm getting. So what is coming in is exactly what you want to come in. Because I think this in itself is a powerful moment of manifestation. So ask yourself, what is it that you want? And be prepared to accept it in your life when it shows up. So that's it from me when it comes to your reading, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye bye.